Hi everyone, welcome back to the Integrity Botanicals YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you the highly anticipated 100% pure, creamy, long-lasting lip liners. I kind of like the sound of that, and I'm kind of a big fan of these products. It comes in 6 beautiful shades, a lot of which at the Lily Lolo are lacking, and lip liner and Green Beauty I think is pretty hard to find, especially with a vegan formulation, which these are vegan. I'm very happy to share that with you. I love anything 100% pure puts out because I know it's ingredients that you can really, really trust. Like even more so than other brands, just very, very ingredient conscious, which is very nice. So these are formulated, of course, like jojoba oil, a bunch of beautiful oils to give that nice glide to it. However, they lock into place and they will last, girl, but you do have that little bit of playtime, which I really like. I'm gonna get right into sharing with you packaging, everything like that, but I did want to quickly say that when I go in with the color swatches, I do them on the entirety of my mouth. So if you want to see them on my arm, I have that picture down below. You could always reference that, but I think it's nice to get a gauge on a skin tone as well. So I filled in my entire mouth. So packaging really quick on these is very, very cute. 100% pure is very cute packaging in my opinion. It is just the classic pencil packaging. You can only do so much. It says 100% pure, says the shade name on there as well, and all of the pencils are in corresponding shades for the liner. Is the packaging the exact same shade? No, it is not, but it is definitely enough to differentiate them in your collection. And just so you guys know, these pencils are $22. Like I said, 6 beautiful shades we will get into. They are not cheap, but I think with all the beautiful ingredients and how often I go through lip liners, that it sounds like a lot more than it realistically can be, especially if there is a shade that you really, really love and must have. I think a red one is pretty essential. And you know I love the Lily Lolo ones. Those are a little bit cheaper. However, those are a much more stiff and also come in significantly less colors. So just something to keep in mind. Another thing to keep in mind is a pencil sharpener. We need that for pencils because these are not retractable. Speaking of retractable, when you first see the tip on them, it is going to look retractable and it isn't going to have a sharp, sharp, sharp pencil point. If that is something you want to do, no worries, you could definitely sharpen it. However, that first little bit they put in there, that little piece breaks off, especially if you need to apply a little bit more pressure on the mouth. I could show you, it'll break off like this. It's almost like it's the first retractable piece of it. Now I get that that's annoying. It's a little bit of a waste of product. However, once you go in and sharpen it, they last a lot better. I think the way they inserted it, plus like, you know, it's all natural ingredients. There's nothing to really bind it in there the way, you know, something like Harsh can do. That is a result of that happening. That is one of my main critiques of the product. Formula-wise, I think they're amazing. If you can look past that little bit and just know that it is completely normal. There's nothing wrong with your pencil as soon as it sharpens. That is the case. However, on the 100% pure website, not our website, I did see that the reviews were pretty great across the board. Not as many people were having problems, but I think maybe they just love the product so much they look past that. Anyways, sharpeners. We need a sharpener. The one from 100% pure is only $6. It's a really, really cute, very baby, almost white pink shade, and it is dual chambered, and I love that because any sort of bigger pencils you have, even if they're not from 100% pure, would go really great. I think it's designed for the pencils that they make though, because I did try to put one of my Antonym pencils in there and it's just a little bit too small. So just something to keep in mind, but a nice option to have anyway. But that little small hole will work great and sharpens the pencils nice and easy, I have found. So let's get right into shades. Like I said, I did them all over my mouth so you can see the colors. If you want to see the rest of the shades, they'll be on my arm down below in a more regular swatch fashion, if you will. So first up is Cognac, definitely the most loved. I think this is the most favorite on the 100% pure website, and I'm sure it will be on Integrity Botanicals because it is a good classic nude shade. But what's great about this shade, it is a lot more pink than brown. So if you are not into that brown like I am, I love a good brown lip liner, great for overdrawing. This one would be great for that, but yet it has enough depth to it. So this would look great with Gressa Bear, the Well People Nudist thing that I love. I even think this would look pretty with Antonym Naturel if you wanted to pull it more pink than brown. You could do something like that too. Would look great with every single one of the Lily Lolo lip glosses. It would look good with just about anything. That's what's so great about the shade. Sort of reminds me of Nudist 27 Kisses, but even more pink than that. So I think a lot of you guys are really gonna get down with these shades. By the way, these are also gluten-free if that is of concern to you. Moving along to the shade Chai. Chai is one of my favorites. I think it has one of the better textures too, because this is one I have yet to sharpen. All the other ones, for the most part, I've had to sharpen, but not this bad boy right here. I love this one because it is a lot more brown and has a little bit more purple. So on someone of a dark complexion, I think this would be something you can really get down with. This is another one that's great with Aggressive Bear if you want to pull it more plummy, more dark toned. It's just a really great wearable shade, beautiful texture, creamy formulation, long lasting, like they all are. The deeper shades are kind of nice because they almost leave a stain, but if you use a makeup wipe or a makeup remover, it very much easily breaks down. So it's not like to a fault, which I know can happen with long lasting products at times. Sorry if the lighting changed a little bit, my camera overheated, but we're moving on to the next shade. We got 4 more to go. The next shade is Pink Brandy, and you know how I said the lip pencils don't match up with the actual color inside? It's just sort of like a hint to the color. This is one of those shades, but the name Pink Brandy I think is a little bit more along the lines of what it really is, and it's really just this really pretty neutral pink shade. So it sort of goes with anything. You could make it go either way. If you're more of a pink lipstick girl, I think that would look great. Obviously would look great with any nudes, sort of bring the pinkness out of them. I can imagine this looking really great with Thick Glow Berry as well, just to add a little bit of added definition. Pro tip, your lip liner doesn't need to be like exact same match unless you're doing something like a red, but I like a slightly darker shade for that ever so slight added definition, and then when you go in with your lipstick, you'll blend it a little bit more. It won't be quite as stark. Then we have the shade Shirley Temple, and Shirley Temple is a shade I wanted to note as one that, for whatever reason, is not quite as creamy. So you'll see when I'm applying it, I did do clips, you could sort of see them for the most part going back and forth on my lips. This doesn't have the same smoothness. I think this would be nice for a lip line. I think you could get a smooth lip line out of it. But for coloring the whole lips is definitely one I would not recommend because I think it starts to bunch up on itself and just collect very weird, and it's already a little bit drier than the others. With that being said, I think it's a great color. I think it's a really hard color to find. It must be a hard color to make because it is it's this very true orangey red shade, which is a shade that I love and adore. And sometimes they bleed and you just want a little bit of liner in your life. This one will do that. I just did want to make note about that slight inconsistency in the texture, but with different pigments and dyes, which I don't think they use, but you know what I'm saying, just colorants, whatever they may be, that can sometimes happen. So I just wanted to let you guys know it's not a total dud of a product. It does show up. This one, maybe you want to apply a little bit of lip balm on though before you apply, just so it glides on a little bit easier and you are not tugging at the mouth. Moving along to Punch. Punch is one of the most creamy ones and one of my favorites. I think the color is amazing. It is just a true fruit punch shade. So it is just a very fuchsia toned red. So this reminds me of Nudist Ruby Rose lipstick. I think this would look amazing with it. I think I wore that combination the other day to work and I was all about it. The lip liner lasted amazing. Even when the Nudist went away, this was still there. This is also one of the shades that leaves a little bit of a stain. It just applies like a dream. I am wild about this shade. Again, I think it's very special, rare shade. And this I think would work on certain red lipsticks as well. Like I said, Ruby Rose I would categorize as a red if I had to. It just pulls very, very pink tone. So that is a nice shade as well. And then we are rounding it off with the deepest one, and the deepest one is of course Vino, and I love that name. And this is just a true wine color. Pigment on this is great. I think it goes on really, really even for a purple, which is hard to find as well. This one I will say is not another one that I love to color in the whole mouth with unless I have prepped my lips properly beforehand, which I will say I didn't do anything extra special before I put this on. I just took my lipstick off and started applying the shades. However, shades like this you really need a lip liner for because it is so dark, and a lip liner as well will allow for that sort of crispness because the darker the shade, the more crisp you sort of want it to be. So that is it, you guys. That is all 6 of the amazing 100% pure lip liners and the sharpener as well if you are interested and don't already own one. I do think these products are great. I did want to share with you both the pros and cons so you could sort of make your most educated decision. I would say the nude ones are probably my favorite of the bunch. Punch is a close second as well. And if you want a more true red shade, Lily Lolo has a nice one as well. I've swatched those. I'll link those down below because that is all the lip liners we carry on the site. So now we have a very large variety of different shades to play with, and the long-lastingness, if you will, of the pencils I think is so fantastic because I just think it's hard to come across. And in a lip liner, that's what you really want out of it. It's all about longevity of whatever you're putting on top. And these have a great formulation that is creamy yet sets. It's almost like the Marc Jacobs highliners, if you guys are familiar with those pencils. They go on very creamy, but then if you leave it on, you're like, oh, all right, that's gonna be staying put, and these do just that. So I think they're a great product. We'll have all the arm swatches down below as well in case you guys want to check that out. And of course, product links, so you can check them out right here, right now. Anything else I find helpful, I will have listed down below, from makeup to products I talked about and more. And don't forget, our social media is always down there, so check us out. We are everywhere. I would love to hang out with you guys on places beyond the old YouTube channel. And of course, most importantly, subscribe right here because I upload new videos to this channel 2 times a week and I don't want you guys to miss it. But thank you very much for watching. Anything else you want to see swatched, you already know what to do, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye!